Hi there, welcome to Burning Waters of the Moon Tarot. My name is Desiree, and this series I'm doing shadow readings, and for that I'm using this deck, the Goliath Tarot deck, made by Goliath, and it is a shadow deck. He created this deck with the intent on illuminating the shadow. And then we also have the True Black Tarot, which I used last series, and I am really enjoying using this deck. This deck is by Arthur Wang, and I will leave links to videos where I did flip-throughs. Oh, and let me cleanse the deck. Where I did flip-throughs of both of these decks, and also I am using the Medicine Woman Oracle. And I also did a flip through of that one too, which I will also leave a link. And I got a new lighter. What else? Oh, I didn't say that this reading is for Aries. We'll do Aries. Okay. So that didn't quite take. Oh, I did a little bit, but I need more smoke. So, Aries, fire for you. Aries is one of the fire signs. Okay, so we'll get this nice and cleansed. We'll get the space cleansed, and I will do a quick smudging of myself. And we can go ahead and get started. All right. Aries, if for any reason this reading is not fitting your current situation, watch the reading for your sun sign, your rising sign or your moon sign. And with shadow work, I find that Pluto, you can see where your Pluto is when you were born or where Pluto is now. And I find that that's a helpful planet when working on shadows. So Pluto is about change and rebirth, and Pluto is also given to the sign Scorpio. And Scorpio is all about change and transformation. So if you need help figuring out what those signs are, there's a link in the description box for the website that I use to pull up charts. So you'll need your birthday, time, and location. So I also have an astrology playlist, and it tells you a little bit about the planets. There's a couple of videos in there that are pretty lengthy about planets and signs and houses as well. So if you would like to know more information, just check out that playlist. And I like all of those creators that I've included on my playlist. Some of them are more thorough than others. Some of them are just like long listens, and some of them are just short and sweet. Okay, Aries, let's see what we have for you today for your shadow reading. Seven of Pentacles, the Rewarded Frog is the subtitle. Then we have the King of Cups in reverse, the Chief's Eagle is the subtitle on that one. And then we have the Karmic Soul Tribe, the family is the subtitle on that one. So this is one of the extra cards that Goliath chose to put in. I think he has about 9. And I think one of these extra cards has shown up in all of the readings, if I'm not mistaken. So far, yes. So, okay, so we don't have any major arcana here. This is the extra card. The Karmic Soul Tribe is a card of finding your family, and whether that be your blood family or a family in which is like your tribe, the people who you have similar beliefs. Perhaps you guys are doing some sort of ceremony together. You guys are doing maybe worship, or however, maybe it's your coven, your a sisterhood, a brotherhood, anything where you and other people are coming together for a common goal. And that's what that card is about. The Seven of Pentacles, now this is earth energy, and this is the rewarded frog. And this card talks about harvesting and sort of the patience that's involved with harvest time, the patience that's, and also the knowledge that's involved in harvest, because you can't harvest too early or too late. And you also have to be patient, waiting for that right time. You have to be knowledgeable when to plant, where to plant, how to plant. If you need to put in, what are those, helper crops, you know, to help keep certain bugs away or to attract beneficial insects. So this card is a card of patience and of knowledge, of waiting. And it's also here in the physical realm, it's dealing with pentacles. Oh, did you hear that bird? That's a new one. I don't know what that one was. Wow, that was cool. Okay, the King of Cups in reverse. Okay, so this is a water card. This card is all the kings are air, right? But in this particular king, he is dealing with water, so he is air of water, and so he's very intellectual, but at the same time, he brings his feelings into the mix, right? So he can be, he's a card of someone who makes decisions with emotion taken into consideration, but there's an equal lending here of emotion and careful planning, I guess you could say. So while he's not ruled completely by his heart, he has to put in some smartness in there, some street smarts, I guess you could say. He can't just give and give and give, sort of like the Queen of Cups, who is water of water. She's very empathetic, where the king is sympathetic. She relates on like a soul level, where he relates on a, I don't want to say pity, but he's more of he can kind of relate, and he can decide whether or not he can give. So what's the best way to say this? He's giving of his emotions, but he's also calculating, I guess you could say. And with it being in reverse, I'm getting that kind of calculating feeling here. And if he's the King of Cups, excuse me, you know, this incense just gets in my throat and tickles. I have to pop a window, but that one just like snuck down my throat and just tickled me in there. Okay, so we're gonna leave this king here, and we're going to go and speak on the Seven of Pentacles. And with that, we are going to use the True Black Tarot to dive deeper. I do have an extremely hard time shuffling this deck, and I say that almost every single time. These cards are really thick, and they have this like rose petal, almost velvety, but not quite velvet, suede feel to it. I guess suede is a much better adjective than velvet, because, you know, velvet is a little raised, and yeah, this is suede, definitely suede. Okay, oh no, I just snagged that. And that wasn't even with a long nail either. Okay, Aries, let's see what we got. Let me do the knock. Seven of Pentacles, the rewarded frog. Wow. Another king in reverse. This is the King of Swords, so he's heir of air. And then we've got the Five of Cups, and then the Three of Cups. Okay, so water and water, and then air here. what really stands out to me here is the king, and he's in reverse, and this is the king of air. So he's very calculating, he's very understanding, he's knowledgeable, he's what's the word? He's very sure in his pursuits, and how he's going to and how he needs to handle things. You know, he thinks things through. With him being in reverse in this rewarded frog section, this harvest section, I'm getting a feeling that you're in your head about some kind of feeling that we have here, a heartbreak. At one point it was heartbreak, and perhaps it has changed into this Three of Cups is like a group. It's I mean, it could be your soul tribe. Maybe there was a breakup within the soul tribe, and perhaps you're just not quite sure how to deal with it. And with the King of Cups here, you might be emotionally blocked towards this situation, or not being able to see what's truly happening here. But I don't see that you have it worked out very well in your mind. Perhaps you're not really understanding of the situation. With the Seven of Pentacles here, though, it seems like on the outside, like you know what's going on, like you waited, and perhaps you I don't know, maybe you waited too long. Let's see what this King of Cups in reverse has to say, Aries. So we've got the Ten of Pentacles, and then we've got the Six of Swords, and then the Page of Wands. Okay, page energy here. I do like that we have this Ten of Pentacles card. And with this six, this is an air card. And it's in reverse. So, and you've got your air card in reverse over here as well. So it's like your mental state is somehow blocked, and this is a card of moving on. It's kind of picking up what happened in the Five of Swords, and just moving on mentally from it, just kind of sailing away. If you can see here, we've got several groups of people in boats, and they're sailing in this very foggy water, lake, ocean, who knows. But then we've got these ominous swords here, just protruding out of the water, which they're very old. And we don't know if they're stuck, or if they're leaving, or what's going on here. But this is a very, it's a time of moving on, of leaving what is not serving you. And this being in the sword suit, it's something that's going on in your mind. So I think something might be ruminating here with this King of Cups. This emotional situation here kind of has you in a situation where you're not on top of your game. You're not, perhaps you're not expressing yourself, how this made you feel. Perhaps you are holding that deep inside. This Page of Wands, this is a very hasteful page. He's a little inexperienced. He is fire, so he is of action. However, he doesn't have the experience, say, the king does. And so I feel perhaps you're acting in a haste manner. And then this Ten of Pentacles here, I mean, this is a pretty good card. This is a good card. This is about legacy, family, creating that, having everything together. And, you know, tens are about going to that next level, after you finish up with the nines, you know, you're good, you're secure, and then you get to the tens and you've reached that next level of achievement, that next plane, I guess you could say. And and with this 10 here, I feel like you are having some success in that area. And but I think these two cards might be hindering that in a way. This 6 is hindering you in having it all, because it's just going on in your mind. It's ruminating in your mind. And then with this page just being a little immature in his actions, I feel that's putting a block here. Let's get a read on this soul tribe. Okay, so we've got the 3 of Wands in reverse. Then we've got the 4 of Pentacles. And we also have the 5 of Wands. These cards have shown up, and this card as well has shown up in previous readings too. Though I think this was in the Leo reading, another fire card. I didn't finish that reading. I got this massive headache, and then I couldn't continue, so I had to stop mid-reading. So that reading for Leo will not be posted, but these cards were in there. I believe it was for Leo. So this is fire, this is earth, and this is more fire. So with your soul tribe, you were searching for them, Aries. However, you haven't quite found them yet. So that's what this card is about. This card is about zeroing in and focusing on that thing that you want, that thing that you're striving for. And that's what this bird is doing, and his other comrades are doing that as well. And here are the 3 wands, by the way. And it's very... One second. Alexa, off. Sorry about that interruption. So this bird here is very focused, and you're trying to find that, but I see that it's being held up because we have this this 4 of Pentacles, in which this is a sort of a it's like the card of greed a little bit, you know, holding on to your pentacles and holding on to them so much that they're rotting. You know, you're not allowing it to spread. You can see that the beauty here that is the 4 of Pentacles is being caught in this spider web. So there's some conflict of interest here. You're wanting to find your soul tribe. You're wanting to zero in on them, but for some reason it's being held up. And and I do see a little bit of contradiction here, because we've got the 10 of Pentacles in this column, but yet we've got the 4 here when it's dealing with the soul tribe. So this, I believe, is your shadow that is speaking to us right now, Aries. And I feel like there was some definite emotional upset, emotional sadness, something, maybe you harvested it too soon, or maybe you're not harvesting it, or you're thinking too much about it. But we have this King of Cups here, and he's in reverse. And I am definitely feeling that you are stuck over here and you're not quite processing this properly. You're not putting together the air and the emotion, the air and the water that need to come together to create that that action that is the king, to move forward. So Aries, I invite you to do a bit of shadow work, and the shadow work would be to revisit a time when perhaps you felt let down, perhaps your heart was broken, perhaps something wasn't the way that you thought it was, and how did that make you feel? Did you hold those emotions in? Did those emotions start festering and turning into this hypothetical monster, and you were unable to express yourself, unable to fully understand what was going on here? And perhaps I think that's what is caught up in your shadow, and this shadow is causing you to act impulsively, to act a little bit like this youngster page here, and your actions aren't quite matching up to what they should be. So let's pull a medicine woman card and medicine woman oracle. I did do a nice little flip through of this deck, and I don't have all these cards memorized, so I'm gonna have to refer to the guidebook. This is a newer deck for me, and I believe this is just a newer deck in general. I can check in the guidebook to see. They do shuffle wonderfully. Uh-oh, I picked up a card in here, and I think that means we should take this bottom card. So, the Wild Feminine. It says, awaken your she-wolf instinct, that primordial force. All right, we're going to have to read a bit on this. So these cards are color-coded by the category that they're in. And these rose-colored cards are all about gifts of the feminine. And this is card number 2, so that makes it easy. So it says, I am the wild nature of the feminine, poet, lover, and mother. I dance in the woods, I create, I thunder, I love with passion. I am here to walk in your footsteps. So the wild feminine refers to our instinctive force in the service of life. Wildness, that primordial resource of the essence of the feminine, evokes what has not been tamed, conditioned, or hemmed in. A healthy woman is much like a wolf, robust, chock full, strong, life force, life-giving, territorial, aware, attentive, loyal, and roving. So rehabilitating that wild woman within us will help us access greater freedom to truly exist, starting with releasing ourselves from a patriarchal system. So how I relate that explanation, in which I didn't read it in full. So what I kind of feel is happening here is that you have somehow let your feminine get, or let your emotions get kind of caught up in your thinking here. And so they're kind of at war. So we can say, well, yes, air is a masculine. It's active. It's a masculine element. Water is a feminine element, and it's receptive, right? And I see that there is not a cohesion between the two. And so what I feel needs to happen, Aries, is that you need to visit that shadow self and see how you can reconcile the mind and the heart, and express those emotions. Let them out so that they can be released from the shadow, and that you can combine the two, and they can work together instead of working against one another. So so that's what I see is your shadow work, Aries. I hope this video has helped you in some kind of way, and thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Take care.